Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot. Now this is a general reading for your sign, the one in the title, because it's a bulk introduction. There's a timestamp below if you've seen it already before. For the Mars conjunction with Neptune in Pisces this Saturday. I'm not going to speak at length about this because if you look at the link down below in the description for the Facebook page, I've already posted numerous videos about the astrologers who know what they're talking about this conjunction, and it has a wide range. On the very lowest octave, you can look at it as a suicide bomber willing to sacrifice his life for an ideal, whether it's deluded or not. At the highest octave, you can see that you have really forward momentum with some high spiritual goal or communication, but all the way wrapped through it is the risk of illusion, the risk of being swamped, of your fire being doused by the massive waters of Neptune. So it may well be a struggle to find that highest vibration of forward motion with a spiritual goal or spiritual communication or astral projection or anything. You know, astral projection is supposed to be a bit more tough at the moment now that the South Node is in Sagittarius. So the question I'm looking at is, I mean, it's mainly an oracle card reading, but the question I'm looking at is, how best can we use the energies of this conjunction? I mean, you can ask a question of your own, in which case pause the video, think of the question, focus. You've heard my spiel on other videos. But really, this is more of a, I'm wanting to look at the energies and the forces that are involved at the moment, because there's a lot going on in the world, and you know, macrocosm, microcosm, there's no doubt a lot going on in all of us. So, if you like the video, please press like. Thank you very much to everyone who has subscribed so far. If you do like the video, subscribe, and then you'll get to see more of it. And or, well, please subscribe, and or join the Facebook page, because that way you will always see my videos as I post them, and all the videos of places I'm learning from. Well, not all of the videos, but you know, there's, as I've mentioned before, the astrology podcast average length is 2.5 hours, you know. So that is, you can go and find the astrology podcast if you want to. But in the meantime, I don't think there's anything else to say. So, and there's a link down below for this month's Western and, for the first time, Chinese zodiac sign monthly readings. Okay, let me bring up the cards. In fact, just before I bring up the cards, I just want to read out the inside degree of this conjunction. Now, I'm reading Pisces 21, or the 21st degree of Pisces, because this conjunction occurs at 20 degrees 56 minutes, so towards the end of the 21st degree. So it's pagan fire worshippers dancing, trance states, at home in psychic realms and other realities, the self-abandon to the tribe, to the sweep of the moment, to the energies that arise, on fire with longing and poignant bittersweet reflections, a throwback, a native, a primal soul, emotional, depth-centered, superphysical. You are energized tremendously by special occasions, extraordinary meetings, unexpected miracles and tragedies, expectant and waiting for something wild and unknown to break through, mediumistic, vicarious, and charged with a life force that must be followed out, a certain distinctive fate, to be at times disappearing and gone, and at other times resurgent and mighty, all dependent on the tides of fortune. And it will always change in unpredictable, exciting, disorienting, and multiple ways. Considering the world situation as we head into this conjunction, I think that is quite poignant, and it goes to demonstrate what I was saying about the lower to the higher vibration. Be wary of delusion during this conjunction and during the energies of this conjunction. Mars later sextiles Uranus on the 30th, so I think Neptune may well colour that martial energy for, let me see, it'll be the 21st, so for that it's not, it's the 13th, isn't it? So nearly 2 weeks that Neptune may well colour Martian energy. So now let me finally bring up the cards properly. And welcome Taurus Rising and Taurus Moon after the timestamp. Now Taurus, this looks like a really positive reading, considering the nature of the conjunction. I mean, obviously it has its pitfalls, but this does look like a positive reading. There is passion coming in. We have Bombagira here, which can symbolize the beginning of a new relationship, especially when it's then clarified by the Ace of Water, which, syncretizes to the Ace of Cups. And then the Dwarves and Gnomes, I meant to look those up, but the Dwarves and Gnomes are telling me that it's something where the elements are working in your interest. The elements are working together with you. And also maybe you need a new Garden Gnome collection. But the elemental spirits are working to bring things together for you, because we have the Hermit, the Chariot, Strength, well, Lust in the top deck, and the Empress, and then finally Motion at the end with the Three of Discs. Recognition, but recognition through work that you've done, and work that you have done by being vulnerable. So there is a tender side that needs to be opened up, because we have the Hermit clarified by the Death card here, and it's almost, with this Death card, I almost want to say it's time for you to look at what you have generated and what you have left lying around, metaphorically. What loose ends are there that you need to tie up? What unfinished business is there that warrants a little bit of attention? Because there does seem to be a drive here to set things right. We have the Healing Light from the Quantum Oracle, and on your Neptune pile you have Adjustment, which is the Justice card, but clarified by the Seven of Swords. Now with that, yeah, set things right, but go gentle. I mean, I think that was the advice that seemed to be coming through with the Aries reading as well. Gently does it. Because it's like that you are under the influence of Neptune, you are making a commitment to moving towards happiness. And the Bombagira, or the female version of Ishu, is showing me that there is something that you are wanting to make a commitment to here. But with this Two of Pentacles, I'm always getting the distinct feeling. Oh, sorry, not with the, well, yes, with the Four of Wands, but also with the Chariot and the Ten of Cups right above it. But with this Two of Pentacles clarifying the Four of Wands, I'm almost feeling like there's an aspect of you going, stuff your balance, I'm doing it because it feels right. Now, if you are, I've got 3 cards out of the Chakra Wisdom Oracle. We got Prayer, Impartiality and Miracle. Now that impartiality is carrying on that urge of setting things right, but setting things right and looking at them in a way that is fair and just, in a way that, as much as, you know, you could be in a position of having been blaming others for something, and now you're tempted under the lights and the oceans of Neptune to blame yourself for them. No, neither. setting things right is setting things right. You don't really need to be blaming anybody, you know, because what's done is done. It's spilt milk. But there is an element of be careful what you want to set right and what you are revealing, what you are bringing up to the light of day. Now, with this, for Taurus rising especially, this is happening in your 11th house. That's where the cosmos grants wishes for you. It's all to do with luck and friends and special occasions. Now, most of us are still under lockdown, but the Bumbagira talks about special occasions and celebrations, and this 10 of Cups looks very much like a celebration to me, as does the 4 of Wands is another celebratory card, especially since later on we have 6 of Wands, victory. And if that doesn't look like a victory party, there's something that you have the opportunity to overcome by using your passion, but the trap is your anger over what has occurred. Concentrate on setting things right rather than getting revenge, I think is a better way. You know, there's because that's the more negative shadow of this 2 of Pentacles, where I fell from that 2 of Pentacles. It's stuff your balance. I'm doing this. I've committed. I'm doing it. But we have Andros here, who's very much a demon who warns, don't cut your nose off to spite your face. In fact, there was a line in the book about him, I seem to recall. If that was it, discord. Beware of somebody trying to sow discord, and beware of you trying to sow discord by your urge to set things right and your urge to commit to something. As I say, stuff your balance. Stuff your balance is fine as long as it's not just petty, vengeful, you know, as long as it's not just lashing out, because that's what Vinay here, Vinay, is bringing with that Martian energy, is bringing that anger, and quite possibly justified anger. When I look at one element of this death card here, it's almost like the little baby here is about to be crushed by, I'm not going to say the mother. I mean, it may be its mother, and she may be picking it up with one foot, but that looks a bit precariously balanced, if you ask me. So you can see what I mean. Is she could be tending to it. There's so many different ways that that could be looked at. She could be picking it up with his feet to put it in her hands and carry it. And that is what I'm wanting you to... How is it, by setting things right, how can you pick something up and carry it? Carry it in a nurturing fashion. Carry it in a way where, yeah, your strength is tested, but you are making a commitment to something that you love, and that will bring you victory and an end to some form of torment, an end to some form of ongoing issue. There's almost like if something was created out of illusion, i.e. the illusions of Neptune, now is a perfect time to dispel that illusion. It may immediately get replaced with more illusions, but 1 down, 15 to go. You know, there's, because the Chariot here is telling me that you are moving out of this, especially with that Ace of Water telling me, with the Dolphin, telling me that there's intelligence that can come out of all of these emotions that are coming to the fore. Let me look up that dwarves and gnomes, because I meant to do that beforehand, and I can't find it, so hey ho. But that really does feel like there's elemental spirits working in your favour. The world is bringing things round to be in your favour, but you've got to work to meet all of this. We have the Empress here with a fine harvest, but one that you've got to work for. But there is a chance right now to dream a new future. Be aware that... So the thing, Iris here is supposed to represent messages, but all I'm getting from her is the Rainbow Bridge. Completely wrong mythology, I know. But she was a cup bearer to the gods. She was a standard bearer. She was someone who gave somebody the cup. In tarot symbolism means giving somebody the dream. But this dream is something where you can have victory, but you can only have victory by being impartial and exposing some vulnerability, because that vulnerability gives you recognition, allows you to level up. We have at the end here Ace of Wands, Nine of Wands. Now with that Nine of Wands, there's an element of rebirth, but there's also that element of having very nearly completed something that's been going on for a long time. It's once all this torment is out of the way and this is put to rest, whatever it is. And I feel that that's something that started in illusion. It started with a Neptune transit of some form or another, because I am feeling quite a strong connection between those, but it's bringing them to a conclusion. We have the Sun card here, the start of all life. That's a new beginning card in this deck, in the Energy Oracle. It's very much you know, it's card number one, you know. It's new beginning there. Ace of Swords giving you clarity. Ace of Wands giving you that forward motion. But interestingly, the Ace of Wands is under the influence of Neptune rather than Mars. So this is something that's coming from within that deep ocean. The Mars is making sure that you are getting recognized while you are doing that. But the actual momentum is coming from Neptune here, which is really interesting. So, yes, Mars will ignite the passion by calling in... The passion will either draw your attention to your own inner light, or if you're already well aware of your inner light, because look, there's Cerberus. You are coming out of the underground. Of the underworld. I've never noticed Cerberus on that card before, and you would have thought I would. I like my mythology, but the main danger here is staying, and I'm not going to say balance, because stuff your balance, and I agree with that. That feels valid, that you are committing to something else, or to something in the face of somebody's criticism, in the face of somebody saying, no, you mustn't do this. And no, stuff your balance, stuff your peaceful life. This is what is right for me. But you've got to be fair and impartial in that process. So that pretty much, because this is a pregnant time for you to dream where your new world is going to be. It's almost like you are committing and then the details get filled in. But if it feels right, it feels right. But it's got to be for the highest of motivations. You know, you're putting things right, but you are putting things right simply for them to be right. Not so that that person will see rah, 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 or whatever. You know, it's less justice and more tidying up and sorting things out and just making sure it doesn't happen again, sort of thing. So I hope that means something to you, Taurus. Comment down below if it does. There's a link down there for the Western and Chinese zodiac things. I think I mentioned that in the introduction. But that's everything that the cards are revealing to me. So bear in mind that this is simply your road up towards the solar eclipse. So could be quite interesting for you. But yeah, stick true to that sense of impartiality. All right? Cheers.